Hello students, today we are going to study the state space analysis. So let us understand how the state space model of an LTI system is represented. LTI system, as you know, it is a linear time invariant system. So we basically use the state space model to represent this system by the help of some matrices. We use matrix representation here. So this is an approach which helps to solve out the problems related to systems in an efficient manner. So let us understand what these representations are. So let us see the first equation. It says x dot is equal to ax plus bu. So here A, X, B, U, these are matrices, and X dot represents the matrix which contains the differential elements of X. Like X dot is basically representing the differentiation of the, you can say, matrix X. And the second equation says y is equal to Cx plus du. Here again y, Cx, du, all these are matrices. So basically matrix multiplication and addition is done in the state space model. Now let us take the Laplace transform of these equations and do some analysis. Like if I take the Laplace transform for the first equation, I get it is x dot and x dot is representing differentiation. So we know like in where there is differentiation in the Laplace transform domain, it gets multiplied by s. So we get a term s into x of s is equal to ax of s plus bu of s. Here a and b are constant matrices and x and u contain the variations. Now, upon solving these equations, we represent x of s in terms of u of s, and we get finally as x of s is equal to si minus a inverse b us. So here, what is I here? I is representing the identity matrix. So identity matrix has the diagonal elements as 1 and all other elements as 0. Again, we apply the Laplace transform to the second equation, and on applying this we get y of s is equal to c x of s plus d u of s. Here c and d are constant matrices, and we get the value of the output y of s in this manner. Now we substitute the value of x of s obtained here in this particular equation for y of s, and upon solving we get the ratio y of s upon u of s is equal to c into si minus a inverse b plus d. So basically when a question comes in exam, we are generally given the values of these matrices, like d is given, b value is given, a value is given, c value is given, and we have to find out the value of this transfer function y of s upon u of s. So basically we must be familiar with the operations of matrices. Like we have to find Si minus A. Si is simple. We will multiply the identity matrix with S. Then we will subtract A from there. Then we take its inverse. So to find out the inverse of the matrix, this process must be clear to you. Then we have to do multiplication of matrices, like C has to be multiplied by Si minus A inverse and the result has to be multiplied by B. And finally, we have to add the matrix D to it. So this is the manner in which the state space model is represented for an LTI system. In case the value of the D matrix is given as 0, then the value of transfer function would be this much because the value of D is substituted as 0 in the previous expression. Now let us understand the question, like how the questions are put up in the exams. Like we have to find the transfer function of a system which is represented in the state space model by some matrices. So we have, this is the question, this part will be given to you in the question, like x dot is equal to x1 dot x2 dot is equal to a matrix is given x1 x2 plus again a matrix is given u, and the value of y is also given. So if we compare this particular model with the standard model, we can get the values of the matrices A. So this is representing A. Then we get the value of matrix B because we know x dot is equal to AX plus BU. And we also know that y is equal to cx plus d. So here y is equal to, this is c, and x is our x1, x2, and the value of d is 0 here. So first of all, we compare the given model with the standard model and write down the values of various matrices. We are told to find the transfer function. So the value of transfer function, as we have derived previously, we can use the direct formula for d equal to 0. It is c si minus a inverse into b. Now what we will do, we will substitute the values of all the three matrices in this particular formula and solve it to get the value of the transfer function. So we substitute the values of the three matrices and obtain this expression. So one thing I would like to tell you, like how we find out SI. We were having SI minus A inverse. So SI, how we will find? We will choose identity matrix which has an order which is in synchronization with the given question. So we will do S multiplied by I. So I will be taken of order 2. So we will take like the diagonal values as 1 and all other values as 0. So this is the manner in which Si will be found, and then S would be multiplied with all these elements. So we get S0, 0S. And then Si minus A means we subtract the A matrix from it. So we obtain this expression. Further, we find the inverse of this. So you must know how to find the inverse of a matrix. Just go through that if you do not remember. Then on finding the inverse, we get this expression. And finally, we multiply the required matrices to obtain the final transfer function. So using the given space model in the form of matrices, we have obtained the transfer function as a numerator and denominator in terms of S. So this kind of a question is really important. Next, we come on to the topic state transition matrix and its properties. Let's understand this. So if a system is having initial conditions, then it will produce an output. Now, what are the initial conditions? Initial conditions means at t equal to 0 time, what are the values of various parameters that we want to know? Now, since this output is present even in the absence of input, it is called the zero input response and it is denoted by xzir of t. So this is a zero input response, means at t equal to 0 we do not have any input to the system. Still there is some output if it is there. So it is called the zero input response. So how do we represent this? This is represented by e raised to the power at x of 0. And formula wise, if we see, it is given by Laplace inverse of Si minus A inverse x naught. So now what is the state transition matrix? This part of the formula represents the state transition matrix. It is denoted by phi of t, and this is the formula Laplace inverse of Si minus A inverse. Like I will find out Si minus A inverse and then I will take the Laplace inverse of that particular matrix. So we can see that zero input response can be obtained by multiplication of the state transition matrix and the initial conditions matrix. What is the initial conditions matrix? It is x of 0. So we just multiply them to get xzir. Let us now see the properties of the state transition matrix. So at t equal to 0, if our value of t is 0, then the state transition matrix is equal to the identity matrix. And identity matrix, you already know what it is. Then second property says that the inverse of the state transition matrix will be the same as that of state transition matrix, just we replace t by minus t. So phi inverse of t is phi of minus t. And the third property says, like if t is equal to t1 plus t2, then if I want to find out the value of phi of t1 plus t2, it will be given by the product of phi t1 and phi t2. So these are the properties of state transition matrix. Thank you so much for watching the video.